Hello and welcome to the University of Hertfordshire virtual experience. My name is Bella, I'm an alumni of Herts, previous student ambassador, and now I work for the university. I work within the education liaison team, and what this means is I have the opportunity to travel up and down the country, meeting loads of different students and talking to them about all aspects of university life. Today I'm going to be covering everything that Herts has to offer, including accommodation, student support and my own personal experiences of being a Herts student. There will be the opportunity to ask any questions in the UniBuddy chat, which will be at the end of this video. Please do take advantage of all the resources we have linked below for you and follow the links to view subject presentations, taster lectures and talks from course leaders. There will be loads of videos there too to give you the best possible insight of what life is like here at Herts. So let's kick off by talking about the accommodation on campus. Where are you going to be staying during your time with us? Well, first and foremost, first years are guaranteed accommodation with us so long as they apply before the deadline and so long as we can meet any specific requirements that you guys have. Accommodation is based on both of our campuses and you can even set your preference to what campus you'd rather be on. If it so happens that you live on one campus and that's not the campus where your lectures are based, don't worry, there is a free shuttle bus that runs between the two campuses all day every day, so you can just hop on and get to where you need to go. There is a selection of off-campus accommodation too. If you and your group of friends do want to rent privately, that is definitely an option. We are very lucky that we have 4,600 bedrooms available on campus and there are a variety of different rooms to choose from. We have a twin room, so you and a friend can share the same room if you so wish. We have standard rooms, enhanced rooms, studio flats if you prefer, or if you prefer just not to share your bathroom, we also offer ensuite rooms. If you don't want to live on campus and are much happier staying at home and commuting to campus, then that is absolutely fine. Over 45% of our students at Herts do commute to us. This included myself. I commuted during my first and final year of university. The best thing is the Students' Union does put on specific events just for their commuting students. So these events could be things like meet and greets, where you'd meet other commuting students who are in the same boat as you, or they could be commuters' breakfasts. So you have the opportunity to have a free breakfast, meet other people, all before your lectures begin. If you are planning to commute to Herts, there are a couple of travel options that are available to you. So you could get the train to either Hatfield Station or St Albans Station. Hatfield is the town where we are based and St Albans is the next town over to Hatfield. Alternatively, if you wanted to get the bus, there is the Uno bus and a Riva bus and that travels all over Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire and some of North London, and both of those do stop at the Forum, which is on our College Lane campus. If you want to drive, we do have our park and ride car park. So at the very tippity top of campus, we have our park and ride car park. You'd park there for as long as you needed to, and our shuttle bus would bring you back to either College Lane or de Havilland campus. So up on the screen right now is generally what my week looked like when I was in the final year of my sports studies degree. As you can see, there is quite a lot of free time, but at university you are expected to do quite a bit of independent study, which is why there is so much of it. That isn't to say that you need to spend all of your time studying, absolutely not. Enjoy the sport teams, enjoy the societies, enjoy any part-time work that you do. It is completely up to you. You get a lot more independence and a lot more freedom at university than you would with college or sixth form. Generally speaking, you would get around 25 hours of contact time per week. And what we mean by contact time is this is when you will have your lectures, your seminars, your practicals. This will be when you actually have contact with a lecturer or a teacher. This isn't to say that they won't support you outside of contact time. You will have the email address of your lecturer, you will have the ability to send them draft work, everything like that. So you will still have that support network for you. So let's talk about our schools. So at Herts we have 9 different schools of study, and depending on what course you do will depend on what school you come under. So for me, doing sports studies, I was under the School of Life and Medical Sciences, and as part of that school, the facilities that school had were the state-of-the-art science building with its world-class laboratories, our medical simulation suites, our specialist practical laboratories, our psychology observation suites, and we even have our own field station. So you have probably heard of the Hertfordshire observatories. Don't worry if you haven't, but that is actually a rural site that is used by our students. Other schools will have their own specialist facilities as well. So for example, the School of PAM, so Physics, Astronomy and Maths, they have the Hertfordshire observatories. With our School of Engineering and Computer Science, they have our Crude and Race Simulator and our 3 on-campus wind tunnels. So no matter what school you are a part of, no matter what course you are a part of, you will have access to the absolute best facilities. So I couldn't talk to you guys about being a student at Herts without talking about our Learning Resource Centre, or LRC. And what the LRC is, this is our library on campus, and there is one on both of our campuses, so no matter where you are based, you will have instant access to one of our LRCs. They are 24/7 and are even open during inter-semester breaks, so if you are on campus and want to use them during those times, then you can absolutely do so. There are a variety of different study options available for you to choose. So if you do study in a group, you can choose to book one of our bookable study rooms or just pick any of the cubbies that are available in the LRC at that point in time. We have silent and informal study spaces and our newly refurbished cafe, which is located on the bottom floor of the LRC. So no matter where you are, you will never be too far away from food. We also have a variety of different technologies available to you. So we do offer PCs, Macs, Linux, and we even have our own free laptop loan service. So if you want to access any of those, just head to the LRC and pick whichever one you want to use for that day. We also have our own all-in-one self-service print, scan, copy devices. These are based on all floors of the LRC and there will be one at either end. So don't worry if you're sat at one end, you won't have to walk all the way over to the other side. There will be one your end somewhere. We also offer study skills sessions, self-help guides and disability support. And if you do want to access any of these, just talk to the librarian who will be at the front of the LRC and they will point you in the right direction to get you the support and access that you need. So now we've talked about what it is like to study at Herts, let's cover one of the biggest opportunities that we have to offer, which is study abroad and placement year. Most of our degrees offer work placements. With some courses, they are already structured into the timetable of the 3-year degree and are compulsory. To give an example, a lot of our health and social work courses are taught in 12-week blocks at university and then 12-week blocks out on placement. If they are not embedded into your course, you'll have the option to consider taking up a year's work placement between years 2 and 3 of your degree. This is often referred to as a sandwich year. On average, our students earn between £16,000 to £18,000 for this year, working at both small companies and global brands, such as Disneyland Florida, Porsche, Rolls-Royce, Warner Brothers Studios, L'Oreal and TUI. Alternatively, if you'd prefer to travel, then study abroad would be perfect for you. At Herts, we currently have 170 partner universities around the world, covering 43 different countries. Our study abroad team can tell you which of our partner universities specialise in your area and where you could go. Students who did a study abroad year said that they felt they became more independent, resilient, better problem solvers and communicators, all on top of gaining a unique insight into a different culture. These are the skills that employers want from potential employees. So by doing a study abroad year, you can improve your future employability. In addition, you'll build connections in a different country, which could help you to find and get a job outside of the UK if you wanted to. So continuing with the theme of opportunities and support, I'm going to cover for you some of the support and wellbeing services we have on campus. So we have our own careers and employment team on campus. These guys can help you for up to 3 years after you graduate to help you find a job. So the benefits of being a Herts student and a Herts graduate go well beyond graduation. They have all sorts of services available, including CV workshops, interview practice, as well as helping with the initial job search. I fully recommend their services. This is what I did when I was looking for my current job role, so I can fully recommend their services to any of you. We have our own student wellbeing team on campus as well, very close to where our careers and employment team is based. They offer all sorts of services, including counselling and disability services, as well as help with disabled students' allowance applications. To access any of their services, just get in contact with them via email, or you can call them up to organise an appointment too. We have our own medical centre as well as our own GP on site, so if you do want to switch your GP to ours, then that is something you can absolutely do, so you don't have to keep going home every time you want to go speak to a GP. We have CASE, which stands for our Centre for Academic Skills Enhancement. If you do want any extra help with academic writing or are struggling to understand referencing, then they can certainly help you with that. And finally, we have our own chaplaincy and multi-faith space, and there is one of these on each of our campuses. As a university, we strive to be as inclusive and supportive as possible for all our students, and this includes additional support for our BAME students. BAME stands for Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic, and not only do we run activities during Black History Month, but also right through the year. We even have our own BAME student advocates. These guys are similar to our student ambassadors. It is a paid part-time role, and they help us to run focus groups and help to challenge our curriculum to make sure it is as inclusive as possible. We also provide additional support for our LGBT plus students. We work closely with our LGBT plus society, which hosts loads of different events and activities throughout the year, not just in February. You'll see some examples of these on the right hand side. We also offer a support group, and again this helps act as a focus group to ensure that we as a university are being as inclusive as possible. So I've already covered for you some of the support and wellbeing services that we have on offer, but now I'm going to cover our more generic services for you, most of which are based in Hutton Hub, which is the building on College Lane campus that you can see to your right. We do have our own Santander Bank on site, so if you bank with them, fantastic, but if you don't, no worries, there is a free to use cash point just outside that anyone can use. We also have our admissions, accommodation, finance assistance, international office, student records and enrolment, and our student union based in there too. We have our own security department on campus too. They patrol 24/7, as well as CCTV covering pretty much all areas of campus. This is just to provide a little bit more security, but rest assured, campus is a very safe place to be. We also have our own childcare nursery on site too, so if you want to find out more information about childcare and what we offer, it will be online on our website. So there's really only one more thing to cover in terms of being a student at Herts, and that is the social fun side of being a student. There is so much more to university than just studying, and it is such a great opportunity to broaden your horizons and meet new people and discover new interests. Herts does everything it possibly can to ensure that there is as much going on campus as possible, so that we as students have as much opportunity as possible. Our Students' Union organises weekly activities which you can view on StudyNet, and this is kind of like our Facebook as such, which you will be introduced to when you join. We also offer Freshers Week, which is kind of like a mini festival on campus, loads of freebies, loads of different organisations on campus, loads of different food available. It is a really good week, and it is open to everyone, not just freshers, but there are loads of goodies available exclusively to freshers. We have loads of different sport clubs and societies for you to join. I'll talk a little bit more about the sport and fitness side of being a Herts student too a little bit later on. You can become a student ambassador, but that's not all the part-time work we offer. There is loads of other opportunities available there. And we also have the Forum nightclub. We do have our own nightclub on campus, so the nightlife, as you could say, is pretty good. So I've already mentioned the Students' Union in passing, but these guys fully deserve their own mention. They organise all the different happenings on campus, whether that be our Easter and Christmas fairs, whether that be Freshers' Fair and Summer Ball, or whether that is regular trips into London or to places like Harry Potter World. It's all organised by them.
The student reps and elected officers are all voted in by us, and that is for every academic year. It is an amazing time on campus, and you do get a free donut if you vote, so I fully recommend being a part of the process. And then whoever gets the most votes for each position gets announced in its own little celebration, and it's just an amazing time on campus. They also organise Summer Ball, which I kind of mentioned before. This is a celebration of the academic year coming to an end, and it's always themed. So this year just gone, it was masquerade themed, so everyone was dressed to impress, everyone was wearing masks, and there were loads of fairground games and rides on campus too. If you are interested in sport but don't want to commit to being part of one of our sport clubs, then there is Active Students, which is run by the SU or Students' Union. All you need to bring is your student ID card, and you can do as much or as little as you want, and a full timetable will be available on StudyNet. If you are interested in any part-time work or volunteering, then the Students' Union will be able to point you in the right direction for what is available. You can actually work for the Students' Union as well as a part-time job too, so do go and check it out. They also run Trident Media, and that is in connection with the radio station that we have on campus too. If you are interested in improving yourself for your sport, an avid gym goer, or are just interested in being fit and healthy in general, then we can definitely accommodate for you here at Herts. We are very lucky that we have a gym on either of our campuses. So to begin with, let's start with the Oval Gym, which is based on College Lane campus. The Oval is the smaller of the two gyms, but you will still find everything in there that you could need for a great workout, including free weight section and cardio section. It is only open to UH students and staff, so it will only be us that you will find in there. So if you aren't too keen on being in front of everyone, then the Oval Gym is definitely for you. It is open 24/7, so if you want to do leg day at 3 AM you can, so there's no limitations to you guys. On the other hand, on De Havilland campus, we have the Hertfordshire Sport Village. In there you will find a state-of-the-art gym with an entire massive free weight section and a massive cardio section too. In there you'll also find our 12-metre climbing wall used by our climbing club. We also have a 25-metre swimming pool, 2 squash courts, over 60 different classes that you can book onto. There will be personal trainers going around all the time, so you can talk to them about any hints and tips that you may want to know, or organise personal training sessions with them. We also have 3 massive sport halls which are used during varsity and by many of our different sport clubs. And we also have our own physiotherapy and sport injury clinic on site in the Hertfordshire Sport Village too. The Athletic Union, as opposed to the Students' Union, takes care of everything sport related on campus. So they take care of all of our different sport clubs and organise all the fixtures we play. They also organise varsity and our sports awards. We have 29 different sport clubs for you to join, some of which are listed up on the board. So climbing, rowing, lacrosse, dodgeball, karate do shokai, just to name a few. But there is a comprehensive list on the Athletic Union website. They also organise varsity, so for anyone who hasn't heard of varsity, it's where 2 universities go head to head across all the different sports that they play to see who will come out on top. So far, we are very lucky that we have won for the past 7 or 8 years in a row, and we are looking to keep that streak going this year. We are more than just sport clubs. We do encourage all of our sport clubs, all of our sport teams to do more than just play sport. Loads of them do organise social activities, and they even organise charity events. This is all shown at Sports Awards. There are loads of different awards that the sport clubs can put themselves up for, including Most Charitable Club and Club of the Year. And Sports Awards is kind of like Summer Ball, but just for sport. It is a massive celebration of all the sporting achievements from anyone in the room, from anyone from our sport clubs to anyone who is an individual athlete. It is a complete celebration of that. Well, that is almost the end of This Is Herts, but not before I tell you what is on our doorstep. We are very lucky that we have the Galleria almost next door to us. So if you are a shopaholic, this is definitely the place for you. We have Superdrug, Beauty Outlet, CEX, Sport Direct, The Sweet Emporium, Free Bookstore, TK Maxx, and many more within the Galleria. Also in the Galleria is the Odeon Cinema. It is 12 screens, so it is quite a big cinema, and it even has a 25% student discount with the Totem student discount card, so definitely go and have a look at that. On the north side of the gallery is an entire section dedicated to restaurants, some of which include Prezzo, Chiquitos, Frankie and Benny's, Pizza Express, Harvester, Bella Italia and McDonald's, all of which either have a student discount or a student deal. All of these can be seen on Totem, Student Beans or Uni Days, so do have a look and see what discounts are available to you in the Galleria. Just a little bit more on life outside of Herts for you. We have an Asda, Aldi and a cooperative within reasonable walking distance. I always emphasise reasonable, about 10 to 15 minutes walk if that. If you don't want to walk, you don't have to. There are buses that go to each of those. We are also close to St Albans, Welwyn Garden City and Watford, so if you want to organise a day trip out to any of those, they are very local to us and that is really easy to do. If you want to go into London outside any of the trips that the Students' Union is organising, we are only 25 minutes via train to King's Cross from Hatfield Station. In terms of train travel, you can actually get an 18 plus student Oyster photo card if you do use the trains a lot, and you can also save 30% on travel cards and bus and tram passes, so always good to keep in mind all the discounts that are available to you. We are also only 3 miles from Hatfield House and an 18-minute drive from Nebworth House. These two houses hold loads of events throughout the year, so we are nice and local to those if you do want to attend any of their events. Well, that brings us to the end of This Is Herts. I very much hope that you guys enjoyed it. I also hope that I answered all your questions that you have about being a student at University of Hertfordshire. If there was anything I missed, feel free to ask our Student Centre. If you do want to speak to any current students or speak to me as well, then below is the link to UniBuddy. So if you want to talk to any of us about anything to do with university, it doesn't have to be anything about this presentation, then feel free to contact any of us. And I really hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to welcome you on campus.